Jackie, and today I'm going to show you something really exciting. Have you ever loved the look of hand crochet, but you just don't have the time to hand crochet around some items? So today I'm going to show you some, all you need is a serger and some thread, 12 weight thread, and we're going to get a look of crochet around our projects. To get started, what we'll want to do is we'll want to get some different 12 weight threads. The thread that I am using today is an accent 12 weight thread. It's a rayon and it's very soft, and it comes in all different colors, and that works really nice if you're doing baby burp cloths or you're doing doilies. You can also use cotton, which this is called Tutti Frutti, and this is also a 12 weight, but it's cotton and it is low lint, so you won't get a whole lot of lint, and this one is actually variegated. I'm working on a Baby Lock Triumph today, and I'm going to set my machine up to a 3-thread wide overlock. So to do that, I'm going to use my quick reference guide. I love this guide because it helps me and tells me exactly how I set up my machine. Today I'm going to use just my regular serger thread in my needle, and I'm going to use the 12 weight in my upper looper and my lower looper. Follow my directions, and so I will use my overlock 1 needle, set up my stitch length to the highest. I'm going to start with the highest, which is on a 4. Then my stitch width, which is the little one up on top, I'm going to move to a wide overlock. And the first time I go around, I'm going to actually engage my knife because I want a nice clean edge when I am working on a project. But then the second and third rows, I'm going to turn that off so that I don't cut my threads. My stitch selector is on A. My upper looper selector is on up. I love the clear foot when I'm doing serger crochet because then I'm able to see it. And I'm going to be using just a plain cotton, and I've used about an 8-inch round, and I have stabilized it with some Kimberbell fusible backing, or you can also use the SFM 101. I'm going to put that in. My knife is up because I want to cut this little bit off. Now, the trick to this is don't be in a hurry, and you'll see why. Okay, so this first one, I'm just going to go around. Now, when you're working on a rounded edge, you want to just go slow and then just go around. You're going to see how amazing this really is. Okay, now you can kind of see I'm almost to the end. So I'm going to take this end part and put it to the side because I want to use this as a guide of where I started. And I'm almost ready here to cut these threads here, so I'm going to turn my blade off so then I won't. Okay, now I'm back to the end. All right, so now when you're working on the around, all I want to do now is I'm going to move and shift my project so that it is about halfway in between here. So I'm going to use my presser foot, and let me just show you on here, this little pokey, I don't know what you call that, the edge. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use that as my guide. And there's one on this clear foot too. So I'm just going to now continue going about halfway between that first set of stitches. Now you'll notice that as I'm going that we're overlapping and some of the stitches are going off of the fabric, which is what we want. This first couple stitches is a little more difficult, but as we go out further, it becomes easier. Okay, once I get to the end, now I'm going to lift my needles up and I'm going to slide. Okay, now I want to have my needles go in this overlap, okay? So I'm going to use the edge of my fabric with this little guide right here. And I want to make sure that I am catching those threads that are hanging off. Because if I don't, then you can get little holes in your project. Now, if you do have a few little holes, you can always go back and go over it, so all is not lost. So my needle is just catching in between. And as you can see, now that I'm completely serging in the air. Now you could have the option of doing as many rows as you would like. I'm going to show you the fun magic. If you want to keep it just flat, then you just keep it at a 4. But on my next row, I am going to decrease my stitch length, and that's where we get the fun ruffle. So now I'm back to the front. I'm going to take a couple stitches, and now I'm going to move my project just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my stitch length. It's at a 4, and now I'm going to move it down to a 3. And I'm going to continue going around, and I am serging in those loops that are going all the way around. Now it's kind of starting to ruffle a little bit as I'm going. I feel more confident in going a little faster as I go out a little bit further. So now I'm to the front. Now I'm going to change my stitch length down to a 2 and continue around. Now the stitch length will be a little bit smaller, and you'll notice that it will go a little slower, but as you notice, you'll see that it will start to curl a little bit more as we go. And you see how it's curling even more. And you'll want to make sure as you're feeding it through also to keep it as flat as you can. And if you need to use a stiletto or something, I use my finger and it actually works out pretty good. And you can keep doing this depending on how many rows you want to do. You can actually put this cute little edge on the end of a sleeve for if you want to have that look. But I think it's really fun to do a lot of baby burp cloths and baby blankets with this fun edge. Okay, now I'm to the end. And now I'm going to move my stitch length down to a 1, and you can see how ruffly that's getting by doing it on the 1. In this part, you just need to go slow and let the feed dogs take over. Then to finish the edge when you're done is you just go ahead and run off and then what I do is I pull my lower looper and my upper looper and I tie a knot. I kind of pull it a little bit and then I tie a knot here, and then I can use a little bit of fray check to finish the edge. Isn't that just really cute? Here's one that I did with the 12 weight cotton thread in variegated. Let me show you how cute this one is. This one is the baby burp cloth that I used the pearl cotton on it. And as you wash this, it gets softer and softer so that it will kind of bring in a look more like lace. This burp cloth I used the 3 threads. I used the thread in my needle. And so it gives it just a little bit more stability. So you can just experiment, and that's really fun. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you have a fun time to do some Serger crochet.